Hi guys, I am getting ready to go on an overnight backpacking camping trip with my son and a couple of his friends and then a couple of my mom friends. And we are taking our boys out to Eklutna Lake to Kokanee Cabin. It's a 5 mile hike out to the cabin, and we'll be pulling polk sleds. So they're just sleds that you pull behind yourself, and they have kind of like a setup to be pulled by a waist with rope or with ropes that have like PVC attached to them. So most of our gear's in there, but this is what I'm wearing or packing on my person. And so I'm just going to go over some of those things. It's 20 degrees today, and so it's fairly warm. I won't need a lot of layers. We're going to be hiking, but I just want to make sure that I have layers I can shed and that I'm not going to be sweating. That's very dangerous to get sweaty in the cold temperatures. So you actually want to like mitigate your temperature well so that you're comfortable, you're not sweating, you're not cold. So layers are important. So I'm just going to go over some of the things I'm bringing. So these are some thick, heavy-duty mittens that I am probably just going to put in my pack. I don't think I'm going to need those today. If my other gloves get wet or if they're just not cutting it, like if it's really windy, then I might want those. It does get windy at Eklutna, so that's a possibility. These are the gloves I'm wearing. They're just fuzzy gloves. They're not waterproof at all, but once I'm hiking, my hands tend to get warm, and so in the beginning, I might start with my hands in my pockets just to keep them warm, and then once my hands are warm, I'll be fine. Sometimes I even shed my gloves because I just need one more thing to cool off. And I deal with Raynaud's on my hands, and so my fingers are often very cold, but once my blood is moving, once everything's really working well, I'm fine. Some other things I'm bringing, I have some hand warmers. These ones are extra packs. Since there's going to be 5 kids with us, I just want to make sure that we have a few extras. Like I might put some in my pockets if it's cold once we get out there, if it's really windy. That way I just have them for my hands, but otherwise I might not crack them or I might need them for emergency situations. I have some stick-on body warmers, and I actually don't think that we're going to use these at all, but those, again, would be like emergency situations, like if somebody pokes through the ice at any point. We're walking along the perimeter of Eklutna. We're not going across it, so I'm thinking worst case scenario, if someone goes through the ice, maybe it's a deep spot, they might dunk fully. I don't even think that's a possibility. Honestly, the ice is probably so thick on the edge. We'll see if we can see it and do like a ice checked thickness test, but yeah, I don't think it's really going to be a problem. We'll see. We'll just deal with it as we can. If we need to, we can stay on the shore. I also have but anyway, those are just for like emergency, like really like worst case scenario emergency situations. I have some toe warmers. So one of these I'm going to actually have on my feet while I'm hiking because my boots are insulated, but they're not that insulated, so I definitely want to help my feet out as much as possible, and then they should be fine once I'm moving, like my fingers, they should be fine. I have a lightweight buff, and again, it's going to be 20 degrees, so that should be plenty, and really I'll probably just wear it like on my cheeks and chin because I want to protect that area, my neck. I do have this fuzzy buff from Cabela's that we like when it's really cold, so if it's really windy, I'll pull that out of my pack. What am I wearing on my core? I got a sports bra to keep the moisture away from my skin. I have this base layer from Cuddle Duds. It's called Climate Light, and it's so Climate Right. It's so warm that I probably won't wear it, but I have it. I'll have it with me. It's probably way too hot to actually like hike in. This is the one I'm going to be wearing. This is a silk layer from like, I don't know, early winter. So it's just a really thin silk base layer just to give me one complete layer of my whole body. And then on top of that, I will layer my favorite thing, which is a lightweight wool sweater. This one's from Calvin Klein, but I really just got it at the thrift store for like 10 bucks or something, 15 bucks. And it's the perfect layer. I love wool, and I usually just go to the thrift stores to see what they have and pick up these really nice quality ones. So they're soft wool, 100% wool, and it's just the perfect layer because it's breathable, but it keeps you warm. And I mean, even if it gets a little bit of snow on it when you're hiking or skiing or something, it's comfortable. But I don't think it's going to snow today. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. On top of those 2 layers, which is what I might actually end up paring down to, but on top of those 2 layers, I have a down vest. And this is just a lightweight vest. This will be to keep my core warm. And I might start in this just to, it's really hard to start very cold for me just because it's so uncomfortable. But you're supposed to start cold. So that way once you start moving, you're comfortable and you're not having to like stop 15 times to shed layers. So I will start in that probably. If it's really windy or cool, I will also have this, which is another lightweight layer on, but this one's a full layer. It's got sleeves and stuff. So it'll protect my arms too. And then for sure, I'm going to start in my rain jacket. So this is like my waterproof layer, and it's just better than the winter coat I have as far as like layering. I can make adjustments easier without like shedding my whole winter coat and being cold or whatever. So I have like a windproof layer I can take off. I have a puffy jacket that's got sleeves that I can take off. I have a vest that I can take off, or I can have any one of those in combination with a shell or whatever. Like I have lots of options there. The other benefit of this down is it's really nice and lightweight and stuffable, so it will fit in my pack. But the disadvantage is if it's snowing or sleeting or, I don't know, I get really sweaty or something, it's going to soak up moisture. It's not going to dry out. Down is impossible to dry quickly. So it's not really recommended, but it is very lightweight. And so it's just kind of one of those things that you have to decide, is it something that's ideal for this trip or not? You know, what happens if it gets wet, I guess. And then the other thing I'm wearing is, as my base layer on my bottoms, is fleece line leggings. I almost always do my activities in fleece line leggings with like hiking pants on top of them. And today I'm debating whether I'm going to put on my snow pants or not. They're a little tight. They're vented. They're like snowboarding pants. But I really haven't done any activities in them, and so I'm a little concerned if I put those on, am I going to be so hot? And the consensus is probably not, because usually my butt and legs are cold, which is fine if my core is warm. So probably what it will look like is, if I wear my hiking pants, I will be wearing more layers on top. And if I wear my snowboarding pants, then I will wear a lot fewer layers on top because I'll be warm. I don't know, we'll see. And then I don't have my wool socks here because I didn't pull them out yet, but I'm just going to wear a pair of Darn Tough midweight ones. And I'm going to stick on a pair of those toe warmers to keep my toes warm. My boots are Solomon boots, and they're insulated, and they're too hot to wear inside for very long. Like, my feet actually just get really uncomfortably hot, and so I should be comfortable with that. The downside would be like if we're walking through a lot of snow and there's snow getting on my boots, then they might end up being cooler than I like. Once I start moving, it'll be like my hands start cold, my feet start cold, but eventually like the blood starts pumping and things are moving and they're plenty warm. Like oftentimes I will shed my gloves, and yeah, once my blood's moving, my toes should be plenty warm. We are probably going to have clear ice to walk along, or maybe windblown snow, and so we shouldn't need flotation, but we are bringing snowshoes for everybody, and everybody has them adjusted to their boots, and so then that way if we have to put them on, we can easily and quickly. It doesn't slow us down, and also we won't get cold being still for a long period of time. If we need to hit the ice but we don't need snowshoes, we have multiple pairs of the Catula micro spikes. I think we have enough for everybody. My son does not want to wear them. He says, I don't like them. He said, I would rather wear snowshoes. And I'm thinking, on clear ice, you'd rather wear snowshoes. But, I mean, if you'd rather wear snowshoes, like, you can't argue with that. And he knows it's mine, so that's fine. What else do I have here? Last thing I have is one of the belts. This is going to one of the friends that has a sled, and that will be like the waist strap that we attach the sled to that pulls all the rest of the gear. So like our food, our sleeping bags, our pads, cooking utensils, a little bit of toilet paper, cards, dice, coffee, all the important stuff are on the sleds. Wood, lots of wood, an axe, or maybe a hatchet. We have an axe. Someone else is bringing a hatchet, I think. So we have everything we need to have a successful overnight winter camping trip. And again, it's one day. We're going to a cabin. So this is maybe easier than it could be, just because we don't have to like set up camp. We don't have to keep our gear on or stay warm, or that's always interesting when you do that. It's kind of fun though. It's fun to play with the boys, especially since they're into that sort of thing. But I hope you guys like this video, and I will definitely be taking a couple more videos today of our trip. So don't know, keep an eye out. And if you guys like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe to our page, The Arns Alaska Life. And then that will help you to be able to click like on this post and then comment below. Have you ever done any winter packing? Do you know what a polk sled is? You know, what do you do when you guys go backpacking or hiking or camping? What's your weather like? I'm curious. And if you want to hear notifications when I post a new video, click the notification bell and that will just alert you when I uploaded a new video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye bye.